What's going to be the future with the situation in Iran? Take a look at this clip over here with Elica Le Bon going through her assessment of who's responsible for what's going on in Iran. So we'll watch this clip together and then talk about it. But first, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Check this out.
Iranian woman back again. Over the past few days, the world has not stopped talking about Iran. The world has not stopped talking about this virtual hunger game that people are salivating at the mouth for, trying to find how many casualties are here, how many casualties are there, to prove who's right and who's wrong, who has the right to live and who has the right to die. The funny thing is that every time they talk about Iran, it seems that the one thing that nobody cares about is the Iranian people. You see, when they say Iran has the right to defend itself, they don't mean the people of Iran. They mean the regime that's killing them. Do you think that it's not lost on us that you've been standing by for the past decade after decade after decade, watching our casualties mount and saying nothing? Do you think that we haven't realized that you're only interested in Iranian casualties when you can exploit our bodies to score points in your political video game? You stood by and said nothing when 16-year-old Nika was beaten to death for protesting, when she was raped and tortured and her mutilated body was tossed out onto the streets. You said nothing. You said nothing when 16-year-old Serena was beaten to death for protesting. And you said nothing when her mother went to retrieve her body and they laughed at her and mocked her and told her that her daughter was a terrorist. And you said nothing when Serena's mother went home and killed herself by hanging herself in her living room after she saw her daughter's body. You said nothing. You stood by and watched those casualties. And now all of a sudden you care about Iranian casualties when you can use them to score points in your political hunger games. This world is so sick. And this outcome is so predictable. You know why? Because it is exactly what the Iranian people have been warning you about for the past 46 years, from 1979, in 1980, in 1981, in 1982, and every year since then. They warned you that if you kept ignoring their blood as it was overflowing in the streets of Tehran, that you would eventually taste it. They warned you that if you kept doing deals and diplomacy and business, empowering it with billions and billions and billions, that it would go from a domestic threat to a regional threat to an international threat. The world is so desperate to find who's at fault, who can be blamed for this. As you're watching these bombs flying in Tel Aviv, bombs flying in Tehran, you want to know who's to blame? It's you, world. It is you. When you turned your backs on the Iranian people for 46 years, you didn't just turn your back on Iran. You didn't just turn your back on the Middle East. You didn't just turn your back on the world. You turned your back on humanity. When you failed the Iranian people, you failed us all. So if you're so desperate to find somebody to blame, maybe it's time that the world finally looked in the mirror. Always seems to be when it's too late, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to what she's saying over here. A lot of people forget about how evil the Iranian regime is. And when they took over in 1979, just how they essentially enslaved their people for the last 46 years. If you look at photographs of people living in Iran in the early 70s, in comparison with how they lived in the 80s and until this very day, it's two different worlds. They're living under two different dimensions, and there's no rights for women at all in Iran. There's no LGBTQ rights in Iran. It's a completely 100% oppressive nation, and if you dare speak out against the Ayatollahs, you're immediately disposed of. And so the world is being done a favor right now by Israel getting involved and dismantling its nuclear capabilities. The result, God willing, is going to be that the Ayatollahs will be defeated and that the nation itself will raise up, and there'll be a new, they can go back to their former form of government and have a peace in the region, completely reshape the dynamics of the Middle East. That would be the ideal from where I'm standing. God willing, we'll see all of that real soon. But don't forget just how evil this Iranian regime is. The people are not like that. The people are Western looking. They're looking to the West for their value system. They're people that want to be integrated into the West. This is not like Iraq. This is not like other situations in the Middle East where the people weren't Westernized. They weren't looking in that direction. Iran, the people are, and they were taken over in 1979 by people that have, again, kept them enslaved all this time. And it's about time that somebody help them get back to where they need to be. Israel did it because it was a threat. Their nuclear program was a threat to Israel. The rest of the world benefits from that. And the primary benefactor of all of this is going to ultimately be, God willing, the Iranian people. And let's hope for the day that comes very soon that the Iranian people and the Jewish people and all people of goodwill can live in peace together. And I feel that day coming very soon. If you like this content overall, hit that subscribe button over there in the corner. We'd love to stay in touch. Take care.